Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Maya and I'm so happy to have you guys joining me on this beautiful day. I mean, it's like gorgeous outside. I absolutely love it. So let's get it started. Okay, so today I'm actually going to be doing an in-depth eyeshadow tutorial. So one of my really good friends was like, I don't really know how to do eyeshadow, I would really like to learn, and I was like, girl, I got you. So what we're going to be doing today is a nice neutral, kind of like my go-to eyeshadow look whenever maybe I'm going out, I don't want to be too extra. This is pretty much how I learned, was from watching YouTube tutorials, so I want to do that for someone, and so we are going to be doing that today. So grab any eyeshadow you have or don't, just watch, put me on your big screen or whatever you want to do, and let's get into it. So obviously I have the rest of my makeup already done. I am going to be using, guys, the Bare Necessities palette. Okay. Oh damn. Okie dokie, so I moved you guys a little bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. So the first thing that I do with any sort of eyeshadow palette, I start with a base of some sort. So I am not saying you have to go out and get an eyeshadow base, but I think it personally makes your eye look a little bit better. I think it makes it last a lot longer. A lot of different concealers work just as well. I know that there's the ColourPop No Filter concealer that everyone really likes. I've seen a lot of beauty gurus use it as an eyeshadow base, so you do you. If you don't want to go get one, that is totally fine. If you want to go get one, that's also up to you. I have discoloration on my eyes. You can't really tell right now, but because I have foundation on, but normally I kind of have like veiny red eyes, so definitely I would recommend getting an eyeshadow base. And if you happen to have discoloration or redness on your eyes, to get one that is full coverage. So that's why concealers work really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the tiniest bit on the back of my hand. That's literally all you need right there. And then we're just going to go right in. I normally take a dry beauty blender, so there's no water on this. And I'm just going to coat my eye with it. And if you have like kind of unruly brows, I don't really pluck my eyebrows anymore. I kind of just let them do their thing. You can kind of clean up your brows with this because it's that full coverage. So look at the difference. Blank canvas, ready for eyeshadow, not ready for eyeshadow. First and foremost, what I like to do, sorry, my shirt keeps falling down. Stay. Thank you. So the first thing that I like to do is when I am doing an eyeshadow look, no matter what kind of eyeshadow look it is, I will always choose one. I have a bunch of my brushes right here, so I'm not recommending that you need this many, but I just brought this many because I was like, oh, I might as well have options. So before I even start, I always choose one eyeshadow brush that is going to be kind of like my blender brush. So that means I'm not putting any extra product on it. I am not doing anything extra with it. It is simply going to be used to blend in between my application. So when I put my crease color in, and then when I put my outer corner in, and then when I just have everything going on, I want it to be the one that is literally just blending and blending and blending, and it's never gonna have any extra product on it. So I have chosen this one. This is a Morphe 441 brush, and so I'm going to use this as the brush that is kind of softening up any harsh edges and anything like that. That is the first thing that you should always do prior to going into any eyeshadow look. Some people do their eyeshadows completely different. I mean, it's to each their own. So with me, I personally like to set the kind of crease of my eye with a really, really big blender brush. This is the Morphe E27. It's a really, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a pretty big brush. Probably like a little bit too big to actually do any detailing work with it. But I really like it to take kind of a skin tone color shade. In this instance, I'm going to take a combination of On Holiday and Banter. And that's similar to my skin tone. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that into my crease right here. Let me just move some things around and get some water. Use metal straws though. Seriously. I got this one off of Amazon. I'll tag it down in the description. Anyways. So I'm going to take the combination of those two colors and I'm just going to sweep it across my crease, just like that. So as you can tell, there's not really much showing up actually on my eye, but I'm just setting whatever, you know, base I used. I just like to do that. It kind of creates a small little depth that you didn't even know you needed. So it's right there, and you can tell there is a big difference between this eye and that eye, but it's not actually doing anything like remarkable. It's just kind of setting it. So if you obviously have a fairer skin tone, do this with maybe one of the lighter colors in whatever palette you are using. But I would just take, and make sure it's a really big fluffy brush like this one. Like this one is super big and just fluffy, and I wouldn't normally use it for my crease on any other day because it's very big and large, but with this it really works out. Now we have a really beautiful kind of set base that we have going on here. So now what I'm going to do is now we're going to actually start on the actual look where eyeshadows will actually start showing up. So again, I'm going to take that blender brush. Again, there is nothing on it. There is no product, and I'm just going to, again, just really blend out that first colors that I was putting on. And make sure it's just really nice and diffused and not too harsh. So now we have a nice little base. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Hot Gossip. So what I'm going to take with Hot Gossip is I'm going to take a Morphe 573 brush. Always dust off, so like if you have a mirror, just be like or anything. You don't want to start on with too much product because you can always add more product, but you can't really take it away, especially with eyeshadows. So just be aware of that. This particular palette that I'm using does have some kickback or fallout, so when you dip into it, there's kind of product that dusts off. That doesn't really bother me too much. It's never really bothered me too much, but it does bother some people, so I just wanted to mention it. So now you can kind of see how this was just like that dusting, really light dusting of that color. This is more specifically going into my crease. Okie dokie, so now I'm just gonna keep going in with Hot Gossip, and we're just going to very lightly, again, we're dusting off whatever it is that is going into the eye crease because we want it to be super soft and diffused. This is going to be a very soft glam, very just like everyday, what you can do for work if you want, something you can do for if you're going out. Any of those things can really work for this kind of eye look. So that's, I tend to do it when I'm going out and all that stuff. So we're just going to keep doing that. So now that I kind of have like a depth to the crease, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to my other eye. And the key with majority of eye looks is just to have a very soft hand, not to have like a very aggressive, like if you see me holding it, I've never understood people that hold it. This is putting too much pressure on your actual eyelid and it's gonna make it hard to blend. But if you do it like this and you do very soft movements, like if you can see, I'm barely pressing down. And good eyeshadows, you don't need to press down that much. So that is kind of like how I start off any eye look, any basic eye look is pretty much just starting it off like that. So same with this eye, you can kind of see how there is a lighter color and then there's the darker color right in the crease. Normally at this point, I tend to like to do my lower lash line while I'm doing the top lash line. It kind of gives me a sense of direction a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Morphe E17 brush right here. It's kind of a smaller packing brush. I really like it for inner corners, for my brow bone highlight, and also my under eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Hot Gossip, that color that we were putting in the crease, and I'm just going to very, very diffusely just run it along my lash line. And it's like not gonna be anything too crazy. I'm literally just taking the shadow. I don't know if you can see the shadow with the lights, but I'm just going to run it along my lash line so I kind of have a little bit of a sense of where the shadow is gonna be. And then of course in this corner right here, what you wanna do is you wanna take that shadow, dust it off, and just create a very, very small connection. And you may not be able to see it now, but you will later. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I did make a little bit of a V connection. So it's right here. Right there. So now you kind of have a connection between your upper lash and your lower lash line. Okie dokie. So now that we've done everything that we're supposed to in our crease, first do is I am going to do the brow bone in the inner corner. So we have our shadow underneath the eyes. So I'm going to take in the Bluff. It is like kind of this beigey, very white color. And what I'm going to do is very just lightly kind of put that right on the brow bone. And then I'm also going to do a matte inner corner. So what I'm going to do is just pop that on the outmost inner corner. Right there, and just have a super white bone colored inner corner. Okay, so now I think we're ready to do the outer corner of our lid. So I am going to take this Morphe 330 right here, right there, and it looks like this. I am going to take the shade Tabloid very, very lightly. This is all super light and very just kind of, it's just not gonna be a very harsh looking eye look. And so I'm just gonna pat that in kind of a V shape. So I first start off doing it along my eyelash line, and then what I'm gonna do is take that again and then just kind of really lightly feather it out. Like so. And I'm gonna take what's ever left and kind of run it along my lash line, or sorry, my crease, just like that. Okay, so it should look somewhat like that. I'm just gonna do it really quickly to the other eye. And don't be afraid to really flick it outwards. You know, we want to create this kind of elongated eye. And then if you kind of lose that, you know, intensity on the outer corners from blending, you can always add it in, kind of just reinforce it. So I'm just going to do that slightly on both eyes. And just again, I'm not afraid to flick it out. So right now, this is what we're working with. So we kind of have the, you know, just the crease done. We have the outer corner done on both eyes, as you can see. So I think we're ready for the shimmery shadow that's going to be on the lid. My suggestion with shimmery shadows is always to wet your brush. I personally will use any type of like setting spray, maybe like anything just to really grip it. Max Fix Plus is a really good option. Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist is a good option. I have my FARSALI Skin Mist right here. I'm literally almost out, so I'm just going to use the last bit of it. And what I normally do, so you can either do one or the other. So if you want to just apply with your finger, shimmery shadows are best when you apply with your finger. I just don't want to dirty my hands right now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this Morphe 433 brush. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it. And then I am going to go in with Silk Teddy. And so it looks like it's literally a paste right now. Do you guys see that? How intense it is? I'm just going to pop that very, very lightly. And there is going to be fallout. Just warning you that there's going to be fallout. Shimmery shades typically have fallout. So again, taking that brush that has no product on it, I'm going to reinforce that crease because we don't want any shimmery stuff in the crease. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just take this really fluffy brush and just kind of wipe away any of the fallout that got underneath my eyes. And you want to kind of blend that into the darker color. But don't worry, we're not done yet. We're going to have to go back in with that darker color and again kind of reinforce it. But pretty much like an all matte look is definitely like more daytime friendly. Shimmer shadow can really dress up a look as opposed to having an all matte look can definitely make it a little bit more like everyday type look, if that makes more sense. So with the brush that we used, and just put tabloid again and make sure that it's still there, because when we put that shimmery shadow it kind of got rid of that gradient that we had going on. Okay guys, so now that I've kind of reinforced that tabloid shade, so what we're going to do now is I am going to take this smudger brush. It is an M213 Morphe. Look how little it is. It's super tiny. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take Taboo. Taboo is a super dark chocolatey brown. And what we're gonna do is we're going to just run it along the lash line. It can be super diffused out like that. Now that we have it kind of smudged out, the only reason why I do that is because I want just to have my lash line just look a little bit thicker. And then if you do choose to put on lashes, then it'll kind of hide that lash band and it'll look just more snatched, if you know what I mean. So now for the bottom lash line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shimmer, which this is kind of like, I'm thinking more of this as like if I were to go out and about and stuff like that. You can obviously just skip that and just keep it the way it is with that super like diffused lower lash line, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Velveteen and Fix, whatever that means. So I'm taking the combination of a shimmer and a matte, and I'm just going to run it along my lash line. Okay, so then the last thing I normally do, I think overall I would say that I would say at this point I would be done, but again I'm going in with that brush that didn't have any product, and I'm just kind of making sure, like I'm just running it along the whole entire eye look, kind of like this outer corner, make sure everything is all blended in. So if you want to take it one step further, I always pop kind of a darker eyeliner in my waterline, so let me go grab my eyeliner really quick. And now I just put in a eyeliner in my waterline. I put on the Urban Decay Slide On Glide, or I think it's just 24/7 Glide On eye pencil in my waterline. It's in the shade Whiskey. It's like this nice brown color right here. Oh, this is kind of like what the smokiness would look like. Now I would do my mascara and my lashes, so I'm just going to pop on some mascara and then I'm going to show you guys how I've been doing my lashes lately. Okay guys, so I just put on my mascara. So what I've been doing lately with my falsies, instead of putting glue on the actual falsies, what I've been doing lately is what I actually saw on a TikTok. I'm on TikTok now, so you can follow me. I'll have my handle listed right here. And so what I've been doing lately is instead of putting the glue on the actual lash, I was told by TikTok, by whoever made that up, was to put it directly on your lash line like that. Do you see where the glue is? So, y'all, this literally changed my lash game. I hated putting lashes on before I figured this out. Also, why did it take me so long to figure this out? So I'm gonna take my lashes. This is the faux mink Miami Lily lashes in Miami, I meant to say. And let's just pop these on. Also, if you are going to get lashes, please get faux mink lashes. I don't even want to tell you how they get real mink lashes, and it's really sad, and I stand for faux mink. So this is the finished look, you guys. What do you think? What do you think? I think it looks really good. I obviously didn't have to put on the lashes. I just, you know, wanted to make it more glam. So there's definitely different variations of this look. You can make it less glam by kind of not doing the lashes, by not doing the super sparkly shadow, or you can do the lashes, do the sparkly shadow if you would like. It's totally up to you. If you have maybe green eyes, my suggestion would be, again, I'm so sorry about the condition of my palette, my suggestion would be to kind of play around with the burgundies. Obviously, if you have blue eyes, then you can kind of play around with more like these, you know, paler pink colors. I chose to kind of stick with the colors right here, excluding this one, but pretty much these ones right here. And then I had this one that was on my eyes. I think that overall the look looks good. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And also, if you would like a full kind of face tutorial, I'm happy to do that. So I hope this helped you guys out a little bit when it comes to, you know, doing your eyeshadow. I hope it makes it a little bit easier now to do your eyeshadow. And you know, it's a little intimidating at first, but I guarantee that you will get the hang of it. And at the end of the day, my biggest suggestion is just to blend, 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 blend until your arm hurts. But anyway, I finished off the look with a Pat McGrath lip, what is this called? Lust Gloss lip gloss in the shade Dare to Bear. It's like this nice peachy nude. And then I also used a ColourPop liner. This is I Love Sada E X ColourPop, and it is in the shade 951. So I really like the lip color. It's a beautiful nude to go with a beautiful nude eye. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you at my next video. Bye guys!